Been a while since I made one of these, but that's because I've been making my way through the entirety of American Vampire, so let's talk about that and a couple other comics I read last month. So, in short, this series has been about a couple people who were the first breed of American vampires, and since the last time I talked about this, I have finished the original series in Omnibus Volume 1, and I finished Omnibus Volume 2, which included the sequel series Second Cycle in 1976. And now that I've read it all, I'm kind of sad it's over. While I will admit 1976 was a bit underwhelming and had a bit of a weird ending, I still enjoyed reading every second of this series. Watching all these different characters grow and change throughout the decades was super satisfying, and I am so glad that I decided to pick this one up. Now, I've been watching Daredevil Born Again these past few weeks, and because of that, it's put me in a bit of a Daredevil mood, so I finally decided to read my copy of Daredevil The Man Without Fear, which is a reimagining of the Daredevil origin story, which includes how he got his powers, to his training, to meeting and indirectly meeting people like Elektra and Kingpin. Now, the only other Frank Miller Daredevil story I've read is Born Again, and compared to that, this one wasn't quite as impactful, but it didn't really need to be, as this one was still a solid read. Watching this entire arc that Matt goes through before finally donning the costume was super interesting, and because of that, I might read some more Frank Miller Daredevil in the future, so who knows. Now, the last one I read was Batman Haunted Night, which is basically a prequel to The Long Halloween that includes three different Halloween anthology stories. While I wouldn't exactly call this essential to reading The Long Halloween, this was still very much worth it, and it was pretty fascinating reading these early stories that led to that one. My favorite of these three stories had to be Madness, which involves Batman chasing down the Mad Hatter, which, as you can imagine, takes a lot of inspiration from Alice in Wonderland. At the end of the day, this is yet another reminder that I need to read more by Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale. If you've read any of these, let me know your thoughts on them, and stay tuned for next month because I'm currently reading the first omnibus volume of Hellboy.